how do you get your biography done and not leave something out, something important? Yes, that is a concern for the average person to have. You're writing a story of your life, and let me guess, you're at least in your 30s, maybe. Before that, it's not a lot of people who have a lot of interest in writing their life stories. Your adulthood is still playing out, is still fairly young. You're still in the first decade of adulthood in your 20s. So I'd like to say it's mostly in the 30s and above that most people start paying attention, unless if you're somebody who was fiercely successful in their 20s. Some of the athletes we know about who write a memoir, most of us end up writing stories in our 30s and 40s and upwards. So that's 3 or 4 decades of life, and it's easy to worry you may leave something out that you really consider important. Well, how do you get about writing this and not forgetting something? Use a framework. Use a framework. Use a system that can take you from point to point without you forgetting anything, okay? This is a book that I personally published. It is available on Amazon. It is called How to Write Your Family Biography is the title. The subtitle, Great Questions to Use in Gathering Family History. This is a book I published. I am the author. It is available on Amazon, and it gives you a framework. If you're not sure where to start, what to include, it is organized more like a chronological autobiography or biography and less so a memoir. And if you want to know the difference, look up one of my prior videos where I discussed the difference between those two types of life stories. But this actually goes through a sequence of time intervals in the average person's life. The early years, growing up, early adulthood, growing towards middle age, the later years, and reflections, okay? And if you dig into each particular section, let me take growing towards middle age as an example. It has chapters. The first chapter, meeting a partner. Second chapter, raising a family. The next, family and community. The next, parenting responsibilities. The next, community and the larger world. And the next, the extended family. So this is just one example of how you can use a framework. You can use a framework to make sure you are capturing the most important parts of your life story and not leaving anything out, okay? You can also find spaces where you can include pictures relevant to each particular section, and so on and so forth. So that is one example, one way you can write your biography without worrying about leaving anything important out, using a framework. I'll see you in my next video. Hi, I'm Dr. Uche. I'm your friendly publisher, biography writing coach, book reviewer, a real life physician too. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit subscribe. That way you know when I upload new videos. Share with your family and friends. Follow me on this fascinating journey as I talk all about stories on this channel, children's book read aloud sessions, fiction from across the diaspora, and tips to help you on your journey to writing your biography. You take care, and I'll see you in my next video. So I like to think that all of us are a product of our experiences, including things you did that you feel good about having done and things you wish you had done differently. And when someone is looking at you from a different perspective, sort of looking into your life story up to a particular point, They might wonder about certain decisions you made. So writing your autobiography or your biography gives a unique opportunity, or rather affords one a unique opportunity to look back and say, this decision I made, I know it was controversial, but it really did work out in the long run. At the time I made this decision, I wasn't certain. It did cause a lot of strife in my family, but in retrospect, it was a good thing for me because of one, two, three. So you really get a chance to explain away things that happened in the past. Now, mind you, one of the strengths or one of the great things about writing a story is you give somebody else an opportunity to learn from your journey, to not have to reinvent the wheel, right? Somebody can use your story as a roadmap. This is what you did here, and so I can actually try this because somebody did it and it worked. I remember reading Michelle Obama's Becoming and her recent book, I'm forgetting, The Light We Carry, and thinking, wow, I think I need to give my children more responsibility because I feel like I'm doing this and that for them, but they can actually do it for themselves. And I was amazed when I gave my 7-year-old responsibility to get up, get dressed for school. He did it like a champ. And I said to myself, why have I been stressing myself out trying to do all this every morning, right? But he's able to put himself together. He was able to, I set an alarm clock, it woke him up, he got dressed, and so on and so forth. So what I'm getting at is how somebody else's story can be a roadmap for somebody else. So do not underestimate the power in your story. Be sure to describe controversial aspects. Be sure to describe strengths, successes, mistakes. All those make for very interesting reading in your story. I'll see you in my next video.